Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's go on another adventure. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
We're going to Pensacola to the Air Museum, so let's go for a ride. So I thought I charged my big camera last night, but I guess the plug came undone at some point, so it didn't charge. So we're gonna go with the little camera. But you can get that behind us. We're inside the base. It's a plane that's hanging inside the museum. It's a helicopter. That information desk is set up like the side of a battleship. It's the model of the USS Ranger. It's a leather jacket from World War I. This place is crazy. It's huge. We're going on a guided tour, so that's gonna be pretty cool. This is pretty neat. This place is pretty crazy. It's a little machine.
What?
You crank the handle.
Riot Brothers?
Probably. And you watch the movie as it happens. You stop moving the handle. The movie starts over. It's a biplane. The Wing Telegraph Squadron. The little fake pigeons inside.
Watch out, Allie. There. Hey, Allie, turn around.
We'll get in there.
What is that? Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. I kind of...
This is a Newport 28. There's an ambulance. Well, if you know me, you know I'm a big Disney fan. Just talking about some of the, while their human counterparts portrayed Navy characters on the film, the animated Hollywood stars were created by Walt Disney and lent their likeness to ships, squadrons, air stations, and other military units. During the course of World War II, Disney Studios designed about 1,200 military insignias and featuring famous cartoon characters like Donald Duck, Goofy, and Pluto, as well as generic animals. Each character reflected the mission of the unit it represented. Bombing squadrons oftentimes had scowling animals riding on a bomb, while the hospital ship USS Mercy featured Snow White tending to one of the 7 dwarves. One Disney character never featured in the belligerent action was Mickey Mouse, whose personality was not deemed appropriate for combat squadrons. He appeared in such branches as the Supply and Chaplain Corps. Very cool. This is our tour guide.
Aviators wear brown shoes, surface Navy wore black shoes. So you got the brown shoe Navy and the black shoe Navy, and all I did during my 20 years of service, especially I went into a meeting, the first thing I did was look at everybody's shoes, try to psych them out. And they called it here. Anyway, I was in the Navy from 1964 through 1984, and I primarily flew very large multi-engine aircraft. I flew a lot of P-3 airlines, which you're familiar with. Which was a 4-engine turboprop anti-submarine warfare aircraft. They're being phased out now and being replaced by a highly modified Boeing 737 airliner. It's called the P-8. And I flew the C-130 Hercules. And you may be familiar with that aircraft. Pat Albert, who actually was highway 4-engine turboprop cargo transport type aircraft. And it's really an amazing aircraft. First flew in 1954, and they're still building. So that last one has a service like 50 years. That means that design would have been around for over 100 years. Do we have anybody here with any aviation experience? Okay, what time? Okay, good. What's the water? But anyway, it's also a very historic. It's open until 3:30. It's called the Navy Bar Cafe. It's somewhat like a giant model airplane. That's why we have the fact the airplane. If they didn't have standardized parts, they had a carpenter assigned to this part. So if you broke something on the airplane, you could actually custom make a part and put it in there. The British fight against the Germans in World War I. Doesn't matter if that's the first official or ace. That's an individual who shoots down at least 5 enemy aircraft, losing 7 aircraft in World War I. And he was the individual that shot down the Red Baron. Now, does anybody know who it is?
You're fine. So the propeller, you see the machine guns on top. There's plates behind the engine where the propellers are, and when the metal plate would go in front of the machine gun, it would disable the trigger. That's how they kept from shooting their own propellers off. But he said a lot of times the ammo was so bad you'd still shoot the propeller off sometimes. They had no shock absorbers and no brakes. In order to throttle the plane, they had to shut the engine off in the air to slow it down. This is a Curtiss F6C1 Hawk. Machine guns.
So on this airplane, you'll notice engines up front have 2 bladed collars. The one in the back has a 4-bladed collar. If you had that large 2-bladed collar in the back, it would come to
This plane starts here, goes all the way there, over here, and then over there. That's one plane.
I hope this aircraft illustrates too. We have the number 1 work aircraft 2. We cover it number 3, restoring such a rare plane. This is the Boeing F-14 in the best carrier-based fighter.
This is the Boeing F-14.
There's 4, and this is the last one in existence in the whole world.
This is the last one in existence in the whole world. I don't know if you could hear him. We're under that big plane I was telling you about.
The huge aircraft, the actual aircraft that made the first successful crossing of the Atlantic Ocean was in 1919. It was not a non-stop flight like Charles Lindbergh. They went across the Atlantic Ocean. The upper wingspan of the aircraft was 126 feet. On the Wright brothers' very first flight in 1903, they only flew 120 feet, so they could have gotten on the wall. Anyway, for navigation,
Flew in 1919 across the Atlantic. He was saying that 3 flew. Basically, they would land with some ships, repair stuff. They got almost across, and there was a bad fog, so they both had to land in the ocean. One sank, and the crew was rescued. The other one, they sailed it across the ocean because it couldn't fly anymore, but it was still seaworthy. So our first jet was flown in 1946. This is a 1950s version. It's a Navy plane, so it's only got 1 seat. God, you guys, this place is amazing. I wish I could just, I can't even. So many planes in here. So this plane here crashed in the ocean. They found it and brought it out and basically rebuilt it. I'm going to show you a picture of the pilot. This was his plane And when they asked him to come down and help him dedicate the plane that he crashed in, he asked him which one, because apparently he had crashed in 5 different planes. And he also said that when they went through it, they found some of his personal effects, and they presented them to him during the dedication, and he asked him where his wallet was with $3,000 in it. So they were like, well, hang on, we'll show you the bill. And he's like, never mind, just keep it. But hang on, I'll get close. Alright, so this is Robert E. Gaylor. He's the guy that flew this plane. There was, let's see here. There was 81 F3 F2s built. This one crashed in August 29th of 1940. They didn't find it until 1990, and it had been dragged across the ocean floor by boats and all different things. It took them 4 years to restore it at the San Diego Aerospace Museum. It required 60% replacement for the aluminum skins and other components. Let's see, extensive work on the tail wings and fuselage. The propeller and the engine were acquired for use. Rubber components found aboard the aircraft were in usable condition, including the original tires, and even a toolkit and life raft survived the lengthy stay underwater. This is called a wildcat. When they do in-house restorations, it takes them 10 years because they pull the entire plane apart. They redo all the fittings. If they have to, they remake custom fittings and everything for it. So the O'Hare International Airport in Chicago is actually named after O'Hare, and he was a wildcat pilot. Yeah, it took him 10 years. He said most outhouse professional restorations take a year because it's all cosmetic. They actually rebuilt the entire plane, and this wildcat is a completely operational airplane. So that's pretty cool. He said it did take him 10 years to rebuild it, but it's pretty neat. It's the bell from the USS Shangri-La. That's a model of it.
While we're waiting on people have been touching with children. Using those full drives. This UPS guy was delivering car payments to the zoo, and he had a flat tire. And so it's been closed for 15 minutes. He didn't know what to do. He sent the truck to the bar, so he plugged him down and said, hey, I'll give you 25 later. The truck came out of the zoo, and the penguins were so happy. And so UPS stopped and said, hey, I'll give you $25 to take my penguins to the zoo. What happened? Like the Blue Angels, I saw it the other day, and I thought 3 days had been license on it. So this is all digital. So you don't have the Blue Angels, the diamond formation, anything.
This place is pretty gorgeous. He said that the Blue Angels got their name because they were in New York doing a show and wanted to go out drinking. And when they looked in a magazine in New York, there was one called the Blue Angel Cocktail Lounge. So he says that's how they got their name. I have to look that one up. That may have been one of his jokes. Not sure now. President George Bush Sr. flew this during his training for the Navy. It took place at the Naval Air Station in Minneapolis, Minnesota on January 12th, 1943. That's the plane he flew.
Now when you have 11 carriers, you guys have 5 in one, but that was a whole different outlook on life. But the biggest accomplishment of all those 5 carriers is all 300 of the best aircraft, 300 the best pilots, and all their maintenance people.
There's cigarettes and a Life magazine on this bottom bunk from the same era as this plane. It's got a galley. He was saying our tour guide, he flew a P3, and he said those could fly for like 14 hours, and they had all kinds of stuff. And he said all the pilots would come up like in the fast planes and try and show him off all the maneuvers, and he would just fly for 10. He's like, all right, well, watch this. And he'd fly for 10 minutes and then come back, and they'd be like, well, what'd you do? And he's like, well, I had a sandwich and a steak, and I laid down and took a nap. That's pretty cool.
What's really amazing about the aircraft,
It's got a tiger on the side. That's its cartoon logo. We haven't even left the first area yet. There's still a whole other hangar you can go explore. The logo I showed you, the tiger, it's the Flying Tigers logo. So it's looking at it here. That's their group. This whole area is supposed to look like the top of a USS aircraft carriers. This is supposed to look like the USS Cabot CVL-28. So that's the back side of the tower there. And of course these planes are supposed to look like they're sitting on it. The floor is wooden, and he was saying that part of the reason the floor is wooden is when they used the Panama Canal to get the aircraft carriers through, the ship had to be so big to carry the planes, but it can only be so big, but it can only weigh so much to go through the Panama Canal or whatnot. So the wood was lighter. So some of the first aircraft carriers, the top decks are made out of wood, and this is supposed to simulate that. I thought that was a pretty neat little thing. I didn't realize the first ones were made out of wood. This has what they call gull wings. They swoop up a little bit. That's some of the slogans they use to get you to buy U.S. war bonds. Look how big this plane is. It's huge, man. I can't stress enough how amazing this place is. It sucks that we had to evacuate, but this place is awesome. It's always neat because like last year we had to evacuate, and we found the caves in Miranna, which we're going to try and get back to those so I can actually do video and stuff. But it sucks to evacuate, but sometimes we see some of these places that are really amazing that we probably never would have seen. So, you know, it's like a forced get out and explore kind of thing. So I definitely have to say a big thank you to my sister for bringing us here. You can actually sit in this to see if you could fly it. Over there they have a play place for kids. Look how gorgeous that painting is. Some more model ships in here. And then the giant propeller.
We have you mentioned the mission of our next generation Gerald Ford. And maybe about the same size, I think 5 feet long, 25,000 more tons. So it's the biggest aircraft.
It's the line we're right there.
It's a statue that's in the front of the museum. And the first airplane that's spinning above it. Anyway, so it's the model of the USS Intrepid. Guy guy standing next to me was actually on the USS Intrepid in 1965. So I thought that was really cool. And I was joking with him. I was like, is this model accurate? Is it proper scaled? And then there were like little people on it, little figures. And his wife was like, oh, maybe one of these were you. So it was pretty neat. And you could see like the memories as he was looking at it. So it was a pretty neat little experience. This is a shot from upstairs, the main floor we were on. So, just take the stairs up. They're a lot steeper than normal. He and Mong was like, I walk steps every day. Holy cow. Okay. Anyways, that's the showroom floor. Our party abandoned us while we did the guided tour, so now we gotta go find them. The kids are in there. It's a Blue Angel simulation. It just does side to side and up and down, but it's like flying in a Blue Angel plane. We'll interview them when they come out and ask them what they thought of it, so it's pretty cool. Alright, you just did the Blue Angel simulator. How was that?
It was epic.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I want to do it again. I want to do it 500
Who was screaming?
The babies.
The babies. Aunt Becky was screaming.
Cole had no emotion.
Cole? That's because Cole's rock hard.
I hold on the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was Jordan didn't hold on at all.
First time we were
You like it?
stop.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah? Awesome.
Really epic.
So the tunnel where you go under here in Alabama, it goes under this river right here because they build ships in those buildings right there. And that way they can float them on out. But there's a little bit of a delay on this tunnel, and that's where we're headed now. Once we get there, pack everything up, get back in the car, and drive like 3 hours back the other direction to our hotel. Fun times. But the Aviation Museum was really cool. So, had a lot of fun. It was worth the drive. My feet were killing me because that place was so huge, and we only went through like one building. I got the kids some astronaut food to try, so we'll...
The battleship.
So we made it to Miranna safely. They're under a tropical storm warning. So what happened was we had a hotel for Sunday and Monday, but family wanted to evac Friday or Saturday, because Friday's when we got the mandatory evacuation. Friday at 6 p.m. is when it's supposed to go down. So we went to my sister's Saturday night and hung out there. And then this morning we went to the Naval base, which was super cool, and I really enjoyed it. So I definitely want to say thank you to my sister for getting us to go there and showing us that place. It was really neat. So we hung out there for a few hours, then drove back, and then got in the car to come to Miranna, Florida, where our hotel is. So we're here now, and you can kind of feel, I'm sure you can hear the wind in the background, but you can kind of feel the storm. It's cold here. Like, I know there's Floridians that are freezing right now in Miranna because it feels like it's probably in the 60s, maybe the 70s. Yeah, it's 63 right now. So I like it. I like this weather. So anyways, so we're gonna bunker down here tonight, and tomorrow, depending on what the weather's like. I wanted to go explore the caves because there's the Florida State Park here has caves you can explore, but that depends on the weather. Right now, Irma's covering all of Florida, so you can barely see you can see just a part of the panhandle, but she keeps wiggling like back and forth, so I don't know. This hotel though is completely booked up. all the hotels around here are completely booked up, and I think we're about 6 hours away from Jacksonville. So the kids, their schools have officially been closed all the way through Tuesday. Kristen's work's already been closed through Tuesday. I'm still waiting to hear back about mine and when we'll reopen. But it's pretty nuts. I've been keeping in touch with some people in Jacksonville. A few people have lost power, but it hasn't really kicked in. It's supposed to start early in the morning tonight. So anyways, we're bunkered down. Everybody's in bed. It's super late. I'm gonna get in bed because I'm tired. So if you're in Florida, please be safe. If you decided not to evacuate, please find shelter. If you're not in Florida, I hope you guys had a great day. If you're in Florida, I hope you had a great day too. But yeah, stay safe, enjoy your day. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Till tomorrow.